Hello and welcome to Mystical Adventures, the show where we explore all things mystical, healing, creative, and inspiring. I'm your host, Vivian, and we are going to have a mystical adventure today and explore interconnectedness. We're going to talk about that in a biological way, psychological way, and metaphysical way, and how it can help you to grow your love, grow your prosperity, and expand your beautiful consciousness on this earth plane, healing through interconnectedness. Before I get to the little talk I'm going to give today, I want to remind you that I do have up on my YouTube channel tarot messages by sign for the month of August. If you'd like to hear a message from me for your zodiac sign, if you'd like to find out about your sun, moon, and rising messages, check out my video that's on Creative Psyche Studio YouTube channel. And I also have an August blog post up on my website, creativepsychestudio.com. Psyche is spelled P-S-Y-C-H-E. And there's also links to that on my Facebook page. You guessed it, Creative Psyche Studio. So check it out if you'd like any of those expressive resources, inspirations that I have thrown out there on social media and the web. I thought I would just pull a tarot card for this week and then share with you the spirit helper message of the week. Ooh, 2 tarot cards fell out, and then we'll get to today's message. Ooh, we've got an abundance card, y'all. 10 of Pentacles, abundance, and the Hanged Man. 10 of Pentacles is actually related to what I wanted to talk about today because it's a card of connectedness. It's a card of ancestry and community as well as abundance. And we're going to talk about how working on your sense of connectedness can increase your abundance. So 10 of Pentacles, I feel like guidance for us this week. There's more opportunities than you might be aware of right now. There might be opportunities coming to you, and there's blessings behind the door. There's blessings underneath the surface. Hangman is seeing things from a different perspective and seeing the truth about a matter by jumping out of your conformity, maybe type of perspective or view of something, and seeing things from a different angle, seeing things upside down and taking a different look. Also could be letting go and surrendering and making a decision, forgiving, coming to terms with something in order to let go and move on, move forward. 10 of Pentacles tells us this week there is blessings, there's resources, abundance, there's a community out there for us if we can only do the inner work we need to do to be in the right vibrational state to attract that and be present with that and be able to connect with our community and our resources. So this week, connect with that abundance, that support, that community, and see if you can see past surface appearances, look at something from a different perspective in order to understand what abundance and opportunities are waiting for you. The spirit helper of the week is an archangel. Do you want to guess who? I'll give you a hint. Begins with Z as in zebra. That's right, Archangel Zadkiel. Or if you didn't guess right, you knew in your heart. This week's spirit helper of the week is Archangel Zadkiel. Every week I open myself to higher vibrational, heart-centered, expanded consciousness, beings and entities. And this week Archangel Zadkiel came to me. When I tune into Archangel Zadkiel's energy, I get this feeling of steadfastness, very grounded, very secure. Zadkiel actually means righteousness of God. And he's associated with memory. Some people call on him to help find lost objects. He's also associated with compassion, forgiveness. I feel a lot of mercy associated with energy. When I tap into Zadkiel's energy, I feel a lot of mercy when I am understanding his personality. And he is an angel that can help with any of these areas: forgiving yourself, forgiving others, mercy. And here's the message that I channeled for this week to give us hope and guidance and support in navigating this week of August 17th, 2021, from Archangel Zadkiel. You have been a soldier plodding along, my beloved. You have traversed a great expanse of time, space, and consciousness. You are ready for a break, and you are ready to move into a new reality in which your fears are not ruling your life. You are ready to make changes that truly allow your spirit and soul to rise above the ashes and start again. I'm here to tell you a message of hope and trust. You cannot have one without the other. Hope belongs to trust. It breeds trust, and your trust creates amazing ripples throughout space and time that open up doorways to more reasons to trust and grow in your faith. Place your trust and faith in that which is truly most high, truly most holy. You are entering a period of requisition, of coming to terms with what has not happened and making amends, clarifying what it is that you want as you move forward, and making adjustments as you walk through the door of your new reality. Patience is required, but also trust. You were born to be free. You were born to create a more sanctified world by trusting in what truly matters, including yourself. You have opportunities available to you at this time to make use of the overwhelming abundance of beautiful and useful abilities, situations, and resources available to you. Your trust creates the resources you need to move mountains. Thank you, Holy, Blessed Archangel Zadkiel, for that message of hope and inspiration for this week. And the idea of trust has a lot to do with connection. I'm going to talk a little bit about interconnectedness and how it is part of growth in different realms from different perspectives, speaking of the Hanged Man. And sometimes I just like to start by saying sometimes we can't truly connect with someone else authentically until we connect with ourselves. Sometimes we had such a difficult life, maybe childhood, maybe even trauma or something very distressing or dark, that we need to be able to work through that. And we need to be able to find that connection with our higher power, perhaps a healer here on the earth who can help us work through that in order for us to trust enough to connect with ourselves, to connect with others. And there's a big range of our damages, our wounds to our trust, but that has a lot to do with our ability to connect. So pay attention to, as you're trying to assess, where am I connecting? Where is my interconnectedness and that holy connectedness? Where is that connectedness within myself? And do I trust myself? And how can I trust myself more? That relationship with yourself is primary. So interconnectedness is so important as we expand spiritually and emotionally and financially and creatively. In biology, in human biology, we have these things called mirror neurons in our brain and our neurological system. And these are brain cells that react when a particular situation, movement, gesture, action is observed, that we observe it in someone else. So in other words, if someone else is crying in front of you, there's a certain pattern of neurons that are activated in your brain and your neurological system that correlate to crying. And this has a lot to do with neurobiological theories about empathy and how humans have evolved to be empathetic with each other in order to survive. And also, it has a lot to do with psychology and the importance of connecting with each other and understanding it's not really a question, it's a fact. We are connected on an incredibly deep level. We don't even understand biologically how connected we are. If you leave a baby alone and only give it food, but no attention and no physical attention and love, it will die. That's a fact. It's a fact that a lot of studies show people who are depressed are more isolated. People who are isolated are more depressed. People who are happier are more connected socially. People who are connected more socially have more social support. Research shows are happier, have lower levels of depression. Even we're seeing now trees have these interconnected root system. We didn't understand the extent of how trees are connected. I was seeing some other things on the Smithsonian website. There's people suggesting trees are communicating in different ways that we don't even understand. And so science is beginning to look at and understand a number of ways that organisms here on the earth are much more a part of each other. We're much more one than we thought. And here in the Western world, we have such an emphasis on individuality, and it can be incredibly isolating and unhealthy if we don't balance that out with the awareness that we're all one, with the knowing that we're all connected. And if we ignore that connection, we are going to have less life energy and constriction in our lives, in our mind, body, spirit. There's many wisdom traditions that acknowledge the oneness. Even in the Western tradition, in the Course in Miracles, the metaphysical expansion of the teachings of Jesus Christ talks about the sonship, that we're all of the sons of God are one. It's a sonship. I'd like to read you chapter 51 of the Tao Te Ching that talks about the interconnectedness in this beautiful way. The Tao Te Ching is a Taoist text that explores mystical themes and metaphysical approaches and concepts and connected with nature. So I'm going to read chapter 51. This translation is by Stefan Stanud from Taoistic.com. The way gives birth to them. Virtue gives them nourishment. Matter gives them shape. Conditions make them whole. Therefore, of all things, none does not revere the way and honor virtue. Reverence of the way and honoring virtue were not demanded of them, but it is in their nature. So the way gives birth to them, nourishes them, raises them, nurtures them, protects them, matures them, takes care of them. It gives birth without ceasing, helps without claim, fosters without ruling. This is called the profound virtue. And that was chapter 51 of the Tao Te Ching, translation by Stefan Stanud, and that's Taoistic.com. The way gives birth to them, nourishes them, helps without claim, fosters without ruling. There is a selflessness and an understanding on higher levels of awareness that permeates expansion of consciousness. And to understand that giving and virtue and nurturing and being part of the oneness does not actually threaten your autonomy or your identity is a sign of spiritual awakening. And I still struggle this with myself sometimes, that I feel threatened in my little ego identity when I think about and feel the massive holy power of spirit, God, goddess, the higher power, the oneness of us all. It's intimidating. And then I work with myself and I meditate and I go into meditation and visualization and commune with the different parts of myself. I ask for healing and guidance, and I'm able to work through it. But we must be able to work through our fears about loss of identity or the fears that it might invoke in you to connect with the oneness that is us all here on the earth, in the universe, all of the consciousness in this universe. And that is truly transcending to a higher level where we're able to tap into this flow of abundance, and we're able to tap into this flow of resources and love if we can come to terms with that understanding and that relationship with our higher power. So I want to encourage you, my friend, to connect with yourself, connect with your higher power, and assess if you need more support, if you are connecting with your community, if you are reaching out and giving to your community, if you're receiving, if you have a circle of trust and support, if you're able to be in this reciprocal flow within your family, friends, work, community. Because if you feel like you're not, and you feel isolated, and you feel like this might be a block to perhaps some of your flow of abundance or your flow of love or creativity or life energy, then take time this week to reach out for more support, to in meditation, explore what your particular old beliefs that are holding you back, to tapping into that beautiful tapestry of roots, to tapping into that interconnectedness. And as you trust yourself more, trust spirit more, trust your higher power more, it can really help you to and reprogram some of those old beliefs. It can help you to tap into those channels of connectedness. And as we tap into the interconnectedness on the non-physical plane, in the stars and our star being friends, and the planetary support and community, and all of the angelic community and diva community, nature spirit community, all of the interdimensional beings and creatures that are just there on the other side, wanting to support us and wanting to offer that abundance and that help and that guidance as we work through our own obstacles to seeing that and receiving it. We pass through that door. We can break through that barrier and walk through that door to that interconnected higher realm of happiness, support, love, and abundance. So that was my talk. And now is the time in the show where I am honored to take a caller. And I believe my producer has given me a message. We have a caller, Brittany from Indiana. Hi, Brittany from Indiana. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Hi, welcome to Mystical Adventures. We're talking about connection. We're talking about the interconnectedness of all life. Would you say you have realized the connectedness and the importance in your life, Brittany?
Yes, I do feel so.
It's so important, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Brittany, I would be happy to pull some cards for you. May I ask what your question is tonight?
Yes, I was actually wondering if you could see any more children in my future.
Oh, okay. Let me just tune into your energy. It'll be a moment of silence, and I'll be happy to tell you what is coming through.
Okay.
Well, Brittany, as I tune into your energy, I get a sense that you have a very full life right now, and you have a lot of love in your life. I almost, I almost thought I heard a child in the background just now on our line.
Yes, I do. I have 3 children right now.
Yes, and I feel so much love in your aura. I see that you have this really beautiful. It's like I almost want to say it's just like a graceful energy. It's very feminine. I think you're one who is also a really hard worker, and you are not shy about volunteering to help people if help is needed.
Yes,
And I feel with
correct.
and I feel with your energy, Brittany, that you're able to like bottom line it a lot of the time. If something needs to be done, you're good at just sort of pushing through, and you sort of can compartmentalize details that don't really matter and just get the project done, whatever needs to get done.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
So fantastic. So what a beautiful energy. Just let me just tune in to your question about children.
Okay.
Well, I get the feeling like you're ready, but it's almost like you need to get rid of something before you need to make space for more children before you embark on it. Does that make sense?
A little
Like you
bit.
need
We
to
just
do
bought a
some
new
sort of.
house.
Oh, okay.
So, and it is big enough, but I don't know. I know there is one obstacle in the way, but which needs to be taken care of before we're able to.
Okay. All
I
right.
didn't know if that was it or not.
Let me pull some cards. Well, I feel like, in one big sense, you're ready, but you're also like waiting on something fall into place, which, it sounds like it's whatever this obstacle is you're referring to. But I feel like, Brittany, it's like you have the resources set up in your family to welcome another child into this world, but it's like you need to sacrifice something in order to make room for this child in your life. You need to be able to, maybe not physical space is what the message was talking about. Maybe it's space in your life. And the challenge card is temperance, which is about balance. So there might be, your challenge here is figuring out how to balance it all. And you haven't quite balanced how this would work in your life is the message I'm getting. But that doesn't mean that it can't work. I'm just getting the message. It's the way isn't clear for the new life for you to bring in this new life until you're feeling sure that you have things set up and in place. And you are a very powerful person and creator, Brittany, and I feel like Spirit is saying you have the confidence to deal with this, and you're a really great problem solver. And it doesn't need to be forced. You can be gentle with how you overcome whatever is going on here, and you can ask for help and allow people to, help you and support you as you're making changes to have another child come in. But I feel like, you want things to be set up and in place, and the right energy and environment and things put into place before you bring this child into this world. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes total sense. I guess my biggest fear is because I did recently, well, not recently, about 2 years ago, had a surprise of an ectopic pregnancy. And I think that's something that I've been very worried about going forward. So I didn't know if you could see in the future if it was, if that's something that, is my body able to carry another child, or is that something that's higher for me to, that would happen? It's really conflicting me and it's scaring me at the same time.
Well, that sounds really scary and heartbreaking to have gone through that, Brittany. And I'm really sorry that that was part of your journey. And it sounds like that was a very, very challenging part of your journey as a mother. So just to clarify, I don't go into the detail of diagnosis or, medical advice. Of course, I'm not a medical doctor. And so what I'm going to do is just energetically tune in to answer your question as the energy that I'm picking up around you, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, I'm not feeling like there is an obstacle when I tune in with a life energy way. There doesn't seem to be an obstacle in the life energy itself. It feels like there is a bit of an obstacle in feeling supported enough, Brittany, that you don't feel 100% like you're able to relax and let go and feel like, I don't want to say, it's not like you don't feel people have your back, but it's like, I feel like part of what would help here with the whole goal of expanding your family is you getting more support for yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it feels like you're doing a lot of giving and organizing, and you're in this beautiful state of love. You're such a loving soul. And also, you taking on a new expansion to your family without increased support is more of the energetic challenge I see here. And I feel like you reaching out and, delegating, asking for more help, tuning into that support system, which is all we talked about today, is what Spirit is saying is going to help you to create that flow to welcome in that new life. So I am at the last minute of the show, but I hope that was helpful.
Yes, it was. Is there any way I could ask you one more question real quick?
Oh, I'm sorry. We just have 30 seconds left. But Brittany, I want to thank you so much for calling in, and I'm so glad that was helpful. I want to thank everyone for tuning into the show today, and you can find me on creativepsychestudio.com and Creative Psyche Studio on Facebook. And Brittany, I'd be happy to continue working with you if you'd like to contact me through my Facebook. And I hope you have a beautiful, blessed week, my friend. Connect with your roots, connect with your support and the beautiful oneness of all of us. And I will look forward to seeing you next show. Namaste.